Alright, so we're back with another video, and this time we're going to be installing a wireless car charger in the F80. This wireless car charger is from Induktiv. It's supposed to be plug and play. There is a bit of a disassembly we have to do in order to get this piece installed. And this is actually a revised version. Their previous versions required drilling because the power source would come out of the right side of this flap here. But they revised it, so now it comes out straight through the middle, and there's already a hole on the factory F80 center console where you put the cup holders. So we're gonna get right into installing this piece. My friend Erik actually is the one that sent me this. Unfortunately, he moved to Utah, so he's not here. But if he was here, he would be helping me install this. Or not helping me, but recording it. So we're gonna get right into it. This is supposed to be a plug and play kit. It does come with some wires. Basically, you connect this red piece to this red piece, and you piggyback it off of the cigarette lighter. And yeah, we'll get right into it. Alright, so we're back in the car now, and basically the first step is to remove the shift knob. Now, my car is stick shift, so I think the process is a little bit different if you have a DCT, but on a stick shift car, it's pretty simple. Also, I have all this cable for my airlift controller. You don't have to worry about that, and neither do I, but that's what this cable is here. And basically you have to pull up on the shift knob. It's a pain in the ass. And remove the clip. Now, I did forget to mention, I already did go ahead and remove the negative cable on my battery. I did have to do it for this because you know, we are dealing with a bunch of cables here. You don't want to short anything. Alright, so I for the life of me can't get the cable for the shift knob removed, so we're going to try to do this without removing the cable. We're going to do what everybody does, and that's hit the little clip back here that disengages. These controls here. Just like that. And now we're going to take off this pin. And that's out. Now the next step, we have to remove this trim here. And it's pretty simple. You just need a trim removal tool. That's going to be the easiest thing. You can get one on Amazon. I got this kit for, I think it was $6. And basically, you just pry it off, and it just clips off. Just like that. Now there is another connector down here. It's this little blue connector. You want to take that off. Just put that to the side. Now, Induktiv does send you a little toolkit. They send you this little T20 tool that you can use to remove the screws that you need to remove, but I'm going to be using my own T20 because it's just easier. So you got one T20 here, and you also have another T20 here where you remove the controls for your engine, for your steering, and your suspension. Take those two out. Again, put them in a safe place. And at that point you should be able to pretty much get this piece removed. I have a pen here. There is a clip you have to remove here, another little cable. Man, I have the worst luck with these little cables today. Give a little persuasion. I have a pick tool here. There it is. And there is another cable down here that you have to remove. That's the one you're going to be piggybacking off of. Alright, so now that's disassembled. This is the cable I had to remove. I don't know if you guys can see it there. It's this white cable. This is what you're going to be piggybacking off of with the wiring kit that Induktiv sent. Now, the next step is to actually remove this lid. To do that, it's actually not too hard. There's a bar back here that you have to remove. That's what these pliers are for. Basically, you just grab the end of it and pull it out. Like that. And this should come out. I'm gonna remove this little spring that holds the current lid. Take it off. You want to make sure not to lose those springs. One right there. So now that one's removed. Now you want to put the Induktiv one, which is this one. Now again, this is revised, so I don't have to do any drilling. If you have the older version, you would have to drill on the right side of this, but they changed it so that you don't have to do that anymore. So now basically you just feed the little red cable through the hole, like that, and place the charger, put the charger in place. Reconnect the and then put the little pins back. The springs go first. Make sure you put them in the right place. You do the other side. Like so. And then you get your little metal bar and you run it back through. like that. You want to just test it to make sure that it still works. And then the next step is to do the piggyback. So I have this right here. First thing I'm going to do is connect it to the cigarette lighter port. This one here. It only goes in one way. I'm going to connect the inductive charger. And now I'm going to reconnect the power source for the cigarette lighter. This is plug and play. Once that's done, again, make sure everything's good here. Everything is good there. I'm gonna put this little tray back in here. Once that's done, put your center console trim back. Remember, there was a cable that I removed. It's a proximity sensor for the car. You want to reconnect that. And now you want to put everything back to where it goes. Everything should just fall back into place. Once you have the center console back in, you're gonna reattach the screws like so. Go. And you're going to want to reattach your controls like so. Go ahead and clip that back in. And in my case, I actually have to make sure these cables are good to go because of my airlift controller. And then we can go ahead and put our trim back on. Make sure you connect the connector again. It goes in one way. You gotta put in the back first. Go, and there we go. And then finally you want to put your shift knob back on. Like so. And your shift boot should just clip back in. Now the next step is to turn the car on, so reconnect the battery. Now that the battery is reconnected, just power the car on. You don't have to turn it on to make sure it's charging, and then place your phone on the charger. And it's charging. That's it, you're done. that's pretty much it for the install. It is charging, 100% charging there. And the good thing about this is that you retain the function of your cigarette lighter and your lid, if you use that for anything. I don't use it for anything. Now that was pretty much it for the install, the Induktiv Wireless Car Charger for the F80. It's the same thing for the F82. It should be the same thing for the F87. And for the F30 series too. F32s, F30s. Overall, it wasn't a difficult job. The hardest part was probably getting the lid brackets back into the holes that they belong into. But besides that, it was pretty straightforward. Now on the inside, this is what it looks like. And when you put your phone to charge, let me turn this on. You just place your phone there and it starts charging just like that. I don't really use a cigarette lighter on this car, so this is a huge upgrade, because now I can just get in my car. Since I have Apple CarPlay, it turns on my Apple CarPlay and I can put my phone to charge there. It's super simple, pretty straightforward install. Took me about 30 minutes overall. And yeah, that's pretty much it.